All right, folks, we continue our candidate profiles ahead of the election coming up on Tuesday. And now let's shift our focus to Ward 4 as we're talking to the incumbent, Ray Kellenberger. Ray, thanks for stopping by.
I appreciate you having me.
All right, so this council seat is nothing new to you. You've been there in the seat for a while, and you've seen some things, seen changes and everything else. Just what have you learned from the experience, and just your thoughts on what it's been like to serve in that Ward 4 seat?
It's been a pleasure and an honor just to serve the 4th Ward. There's a lot of things have changed over the time that I've been in. We try to do what we feel the people of the 4th Ward are, what they want us to do. But sometimes you have to make a decision as to what's best for the city, not just your 4th Ward. And there's where you come into a problem. But it's if we all work together, again, we can accomplish a lot. The little town of Litchfield's a good place to live. It has problems, guaranteed, but there's ways that we can correct them.
So looking at your record of service, of course, it starts with you proudly wear the hat at the council meetings on the way in, the veterans hat, the Vietnam veterans hat, and how did that prepare you for this different type of service?
Well, again, you have to make decisions that affect a lot of people, and you hope and you pray that you're making the right decision, because again, you have all these people that are looking towards what you have to say. So I think that helped a lot.
What do you see as the issues for Ward 4 right now, in particular, that maybe set it apart from the other three?
The 4th Ward has the same problems as every other ward. The infrastructure is number one. Homes, number two. I could go on, but we have the same problems, the same concerns. Different areas of the 4th Ward have different concerns but generally, infrastructure is probably number one. Number two probably be like sidewalks and a lot of different things. We're trying, but as I've said before, you're not going to get these things done overnight. And a lot of people have the misconception that, hey, we can do this and get it done this week. Doesn't happen.
Well, it's not an instant gratification business, as some might want to believe. What do you enjoy about it? I know some of it's some tough work when you talk about budgets and looking at infrastructure schematics. I mean, stuff that, I can imagine you had a kind of a sense because you worked for the phone company, did the hard work for 3.5 decades, so you know a thing or two about getting underneath the surface level to work on things and can appreciate the importance of water, sewer, and other things. What do you enjoy about the job, meeting to meeting and week to week?
I like to let the people know my views on things and what their views are. We have to respect, even if you disagree, we have to respect other people's views on things. And with being on the council, we can kind of get with the people and the people that are there and also online, let them know just exactly what we're looking for, and they in turn can let us know what they're requiring of us.
And you have a philosophy that's based on having that contact or, hey, someone has an issue, they can call you. They can have that conversation, and, you're not going to be able to always make some kind of promise that you can make something go away, but they'll have a thoughtful conversation and you'll act accordingly.
That's right. And, if somebody calls me or sends me an email and I don't have an answer for them, I won't lie to them. I'll tell them that I don't have an answer for you, but I'll guarantee you I'll give you an answer. It may not be the answer you want, but I'll get you an answer.
There's been a lot of talk about economic development, and on that front, not only the actual development, but the way you do it and the way you finance it, what have you. What are your thoughts on what the city of Litchfield needs to do in that regard?
Housing is number one. In fact, I'm the liaison between the city and the EDC. We have a meeting coming up, 31st. I think it's the 31st, last Monday of the month, and it concerns this new rec center. I think that is going to be another really important thing. You know, they talk about the children not having a place to do things. But you got to look at it like this too. The elderly people or the older people don't have. I mean, you see people out of Walmart walking. Well, this phase one of this project is going to be an upper level walk, and I think a pickleball court and basketball courts. So there you have the combination of the elderly and the young. So that is a very, very important thing that we're trying to get done with the EDC. Now, that doesn't mean if the EDC totally unanimously approves it, the council still has to vote on it. We've had several issues where the council has totally voted against what the EDC has recommended.
Just your thoughts. I know you were one of the 2 votes in favor of the sports park, and that certainly was an interesting time where getting a seat was, the hallway at the council meetings there at Corwin Hall, it was definitely an overflow crowd. I mean, you probably could have sold box seats. So what were your thoughts just coming out of that and what we've learned from it?
I think there was a lot of misinformation that people got on the council and a lot of assumptions. There were a lot of unknowns also. I mean, I can't, and I wouldn't hold anything against the people that voted against it or for it, but my view was that it would have been good. Now, what they're trying to do now, I think with the soccer park or sports, whatever you want to call it, there at the community center, that's a good idea. It won't be to the expansion of what it would have been out there. And as far as money goes, that's a big question.
So coming out of it, if there is a positive, regardless of your view, it seemed like there was greater public attention, interest in Litchfield City Council meetings. Have you felt that in the weeks and months since, as far as people reaching out to you or seeing just more attention paid to what goes on every couple of weeks over there at City Hall?
It all depends on what the issues are. I mean, if there's a major issue, it's crowded. But if it's just normal meeting, sometimes you might only have 2 or 3 people in there. And then you have the online version of the meetings, which helps too. And again, the people of Litchfield have to help. If we don't get their views, their opinions, and we can't, as council people, really do what they're asking us to do because we don't know.
You don't have a crystal ball. You don't know everything that's going to happen over the next 4 years. But any concerns going forward that you think will need to be addressed and your experience will help?
I think I'm a pretty good leader. Worked for people all my life, supporting the citizens of Litchfield because that's my purpose. I can only do what the council will let us do. The rest of the council, there's 7 other people representing the council. So what my view is, and we can put it across, we can put it on the agenda. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen. We have to push on certain things. The vocational center, for instance, that is one of the best things Litchfield has ever done. The students can get apprenticeships. They can get dual credits from the school, and some of them can come out of there with a job. And that's one of the reasons why we have to do this. Keep the children, they're our future of Litchfield. And if we can keep them here with this job center, more power to us. It's one of the most important things we can do.
Anything that separates you from your opponent, or in particular, or just anything you learned? I know there's not a massive hunk of information out there, but certainly at the candidate forum, what have you.
I think we're all qualified. I think that, as many years as I've been around, I've got a lot of attention from people wanting this, and I always try to do, we have a wealth of information that some of the younger don't have, as far as accounts on city business and whatever. But, we can all try, we can all work together, young, old, it doesn't matter, to get things done for Litchfield.
So we've hit on some of your 4 key points: industry, jobs, education, and recreation also fits under that big top. We've kind of mentioned that a little bit with the rec center, but I can imagine the growth of Lake Luyager and starting to hear, I have some friends, cross the river in Missouri talking about Lake Luyager, and it's not just the quality of the lake, but the experience.
It is one of the major enjoyments of people. The boating, the skiing, and the revenue that it brings in. And this new lake superintendent, she's great. She's trying a bunch of different things. She's playground, she's super. She's using her head. We had an issue with the speed bumps out there last year, and somebody got a hold of me, and I got a hold of her. She took the speed bumps down, and I was out there yesterday. They're new speed bumps, but they're not the breaking tires and whatever. The lake, even if you don't have a boat or you don't have, whatever, you can come out there. There's different spots that you can fish, and there's some spots you can't. But that might need to be addressed. But all in all, the lake and the people running it, I think they're doing a fantastic job.
Let's just touch on another term out of the 4 that you mentioned as your key points of what you hope to help with and see improvement over the next 4 years. Industry. I know we've heard about some positive developments on the industrial park front. Just your hopes and your vision. I know you can't get it all done by yourself, but what you'd like to see over the next 4 years.
I think it would be very, very super if we could get some kind of industry in there, which yourself, there's some goings on right now that possibly could be. That's going to help jobs. It's going to employ people, and it's going to keep more people here in Litchfield. So that's a basic of all the things that I've said, that will help. And then maybe we get the first one in, then there's another one, and then we have an option, I think, on 108 acres or something like that. I'm not sure the exact, but I think that's pretty close.
Well, Ray Kellenberger, thanks so much for joining us, and again, thank you for your service.
And thank you, sir, for allowing me to be here today talking to you, and I enjoyed it very much.